Alrighty. Good man.
Good, man. How about you?
Right,
Yeah, you
right.
did that again.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh.
Why would they do that, man?
Is it 4 or 3? 4, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we got Miami, Indiana, and Orlando twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Think we'll sweep, or I don't know. I think we'll win like the next game or the next game or the next. Possibly we win or we lose and then we win and then we rest the guys. So I don't know if we'll sweep, but
Yeah, they're horrible. Yeah, I think the Sixers can afford to. I mean, you want to win as many more as possible just to keep that one seed secure, but I think they can afford to lose one or two
we only need one more
if
win,
they
right? And then
really
it's unlocked,
have
right?
to. Yeah, right, exactly.
Oh, okay. We should be fine. The 1 seed is monstrous, man. I mean, that's gonna be
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
I mean, in a lot of years, it doesn't really matter, but this year, I think it is important.
Especially with how much better the Eastern Conference has gotten this past year.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. You mean like the ratio of home wins to road wins? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Mhm. I think Doc Rivers said it too about, the home court thing. And obviously that's important. I feel like this year, well, I would say probably in years prior because of the fans and all that. I mean, there are fans this year, but um obviously this we all know the Sixers play amazing when the fans are in the stadium. That's why they're so good at home. So that's another like I think I forget who mentioned it was one of you guys, but the home court aspect, that's another really important key of having the number one seed.
Yeah. Totally.
Exactly.
Mm, correct.
Right. No way. I feel like at this point it's Eastern Conference Finals or bust.
Yep.
Especially like you just said, there really isn't there really isn't another team, in my opinion, in the first or second round that could give us. I mean, there are a few teams that could maybe pick up a few games against us, but honestly, I just don't see how a team could outside of the Bucks or Nets could really give us a run for their money because I feel like the
Would
Sixers
be a
are really good.
disappointment if we lost
It
to
would
a
be
team
very
other than the Bucks
disappointing.
and Nets. It's just simple as that. So that's an option. Man, I mean, it can really go a bunch of different ways. The bottom of the East is really kind of a mystery at this point. I just hope we're not, and we won't be, but I hope we're not playing the Heat or the Celtics. Which I'm not scared we're going to lose to them. But I'm saying, like,
Same.
yeah.
Oh,
Mm.
I would go. I would just every Celtics fan that torments me and talks all that trash to me, dude. I would have a field day in my Instagram comments and my post, man. I would have a field day. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the standings right now. I didn't realize. Yeah, so the Heat are 2 games up on the Celtics, so that
Yeah.
shouldn't be the team that we're playing. I think the Celtics should easily win that out. I mean, the Wizards are kind of hot right now, though. But I mean, it could go a bunch of different ways.
For who? The Hayward's on the Hornets, yeah. For sure, for sure. And they don't have a ton of playoff experience either.
I think the Hornets would be the team I'd play. I'd want the easiest team. Yeah, I guess you could say. Just to be the easiest matchup, in my opinion. But we'll see.
They
Yeah.
got even worse. For as bad as they were inside last year, they got worse.
Huh?
That's saying something. Yeah. He's 6'8", man. Not it's not happening. It's not happening.
Plays, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he worked hard. So speaking of the play-in tournament, what do you guys think of it?
I love it, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I mean, I saw something today. It's something like the NBA's views are up like 25 mil or something. I
Yeah.
mean, from the NBA's perspective, that's exactly what they wanted with the
Yep.
play-in tournament, right? So for them, it's been a huge success. You know, I,
Yes, please.
yeah,
Could you imagine if the Lakers don't make the playoffs?
be crazy,
Could you imagine that?
crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And
That
cry.
backfire, yeah.
It would be very funny.
I don't know if LeBron could let that happen, but I mean, dude, it's a possibility. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. And then what about AD too?
True,
Is
Anthony
AD
Davis.
back or
He's
no? He
got to
got
stay
hurt again,
healthy as
right?
well.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're the 4 seed right now. They'd be playing, looks like Dallas.
Yeah. I think they could win
It's
that
gonna
series.
be a good matchup. I think they
Hmm.
will. So,
Hmm.
I think they will. Really.
The Nuggets have a really good bench too. They have some pretty nice depth outside of their main guys. They have JaMychal Green is pretty good. Yeah, I was watching the Nuggets game last night against the Nets, and honestly, I saw some guys hitting shots. Austin Rivers looked good. Campazzo looked really good. They have some really nice pieces outside of their main guys, and I honestly I think they're a pretty good team, even without Jamal Murray. Obviously, with Jamal Murray, they're very good. I think they could. Yeah, he's on. I don't even have words. He is amazing. Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah, that 3-level scoring.
Mhm.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Oh man. I don't know, man. Probably just what you said. Little white dude that plays hard, you know.
Right. People don't
Pest, you
respect the
know.
hustle.
Yep. A TJ McConnell type guy. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, again, the playing tournament at the end of the day just makes things a lot more interesting. It makes
Exactly.
these end of season games like not just a throwaway. Mhm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's exactly why I think the play-in makes things much better for the league. You have teams like the Wizards going balls to the wall trying to make the playoffs. You have the Pacers who are still looking for to get that spot. You have the Hornets who are trying to keep on that 8 seed by just continuing to win. I mean, I think it's a great idea, and especially in the Western Conference, like someone mentioned earlier, the Warriors could make it in. The Lakers are struggling to hold on to their playoff spot, which ordinarily you wouldn't even consider that with a team of
So,
LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But here we are. Yeah. Whoever gets hot, they win. Like if any team can get hot and they're in the playoffs, just like that. Hmm.
agreed. I mean, this is bad, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. 27-41 record, 39.7% win percentage.
I think
That's
injuries.
bad, man. That's tough. What do you think about Kyle Lowry to the Sixers or leaving in the offseason? Because I think he's definitely going to leave.
I don't want him.
So it would be a sign and trade. It would be a sign and trade. That's already been said. It would probably consist of like a George Hill, possibly a young piece, and then maybe like a contract filler in the offseason. So like Scott expires, we don't have him anymore. And then maybe a pick or something. So yeah,
I think he's 35 actually.
I think he's 35.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, we'll see, man. Again, you mentioned those young guys. We got some pieces there. What do you think about George Hill? 'Cause I think he started off. You could definitely tell that he was coming off like an injury, but I think he has kind of found a little bit of a groove. He's nothing like spectacular, but I think he is filling a decent role for us. Mhm. So that's one thing I want to do. I want to play Shake off ball next year. That's where he
I
was
think
better last season. Yeah, right. We will see, man. We will see.
you can see the differences between this team and last year's team. I mean, it's just so obvious the differences, like you mentioned Tobias Harris, and just winning games, like consistently winning games and winning games that you're supposed to win against those horrible teams.
Hmm.
Obviously there have been times where they've blown leads, but that's just how the game is played. But it's just consistency. Like they've been one of the best defensive teams all season long. We didn't really see that last season. We saw hills and valleys with this team. It was never really that consistent. Even on offense, it wasn't even that consistent. So we're just that alone, those two things alone, you can see the difference in this team. Like it's a miracle. Yeah, I can't even think of one honestly off the top of my head. I have to go look.
Yeah, well, we did have a couple this past week where we blew a little bit of a lead. The thing is, we find a way to win. It's ugly, dude. It's super ugly, and it cannot happen. But at least we find a way to win. And it's like, all right, whatever. So at least now we're not talking about it 2 days after the fact about how we lost the game. No, 2 days later, it's just a W, and it's whatever. You're on to the next one.
Yeah,
And I mean, we work on those. Like we blow the lead, but and then we learn from that. At least
that's a
we got
good
the W,
point.
though. So yeah. it's just there's a different type of energy behind the team this year, man. I feel like, and obviously last year we kind of knew going into the playoffs the team was just trash. But like even years past, like we have experience. Embiid is playing like an MVP level player, and when you have a guy playing at that level, you're really the sky is the limit, man.
And everyone
You
else
know
follows suit.
exactly, especially Ben Simmons, and we'll get into him, I'm sure.
Facts. No, Tobias Harris he's been our outside of Embiid, he's been our second best offensive player, and he's arguably been our most clutch player as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we lose before the Eastern Conference Finals, possibly. But if we make the Eastern Conference Finals and let's say we go to 7 against the Nets or 6 or the Bucks. I think it'd be more impressive if it was the Bucks. I mean the Nets, I mean. I don't know if you can so much as blame Ben Simmons in that situation as opposed to if we lose, if we get swept, or if we don't even make the Eastern Conference Finals. I think more of the blame could hypothetically get placed on Simmons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. See, I feel the same way. I think it might be the Nets though, because I don't know. I don't know how if the Nets are healthy, I don't know how they don't make the Eastern Conference Finals. And whether or not it's us or the Bucks, I feel like the Nets. I mean, again, if they're healthy, I feel like they're just automatically in the conversation for making the Eastern Conference Finals. So even if it's the Nets or the Bucks, I see your point because I mean, like I was saying earlier, if we end up getting there, but if we lose in an embarrassing way, then I feel like a lot of the blame will be placed on Simmons. I think
Yes.
I think it's possible. I think it's possible. I don't know how willing they'll be because I mean they offered him for Harden and well, I don't know if that was confirmed, but it was basically confirmed. They offered him for Harden and yeah, and it was also denied by the Rockets. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
So
There
imagine
were trade talks is what we all it was what we know.
imagine a Bradley Beal came up. Let's say the Sixers lose in say the Eastern Conference Finals to the Bucks, and it is and Ben didn't play well, right? Let's say the name Bradley Beal comes up. What are we thinking?
I like this conversation. I personally wouldn't do it because not like Ben Simmons aside, I don't know how trading Ben for Bradley Beal makes us a better team. Do you guys think that would make us a better team or I mean we would arguably get the better player, but does that make us a better team though? Is the question for me.
It is a question.
Yeah, even that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Hmm. That's probably why. That's probably why you're good. Yeah. Well, that's why his value is such a question mark because it's like, are teams looking at his potential or are they looking at what he is now? He's been in the league for what, 4 years?
Yeah.
He hasn't really done that much to improve, except on the defense. So it's like, are teams looking at that and they're saying, well, he hasn't improved? Or are they looking at, oh, a 6'10 point guard that can pass and is one of the fastest in the league and can do everything but shoot and isn't very aggressive? How can we do this? Like, would a team, how much else would we have to give up for Beal? We would be giving up more. The other thing is Beal a championship player? Can he do that on a
Right.
championship caliber team?
And he's
Or is
much
he just
older as
going to
well.
score 26 points a game on a bad team? Is that what he is?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then it goes
So
back to the question of would we just make the trade for the sake of trading Simmons to get maybe not equal value, or are we going to make the trade because again, do we think Beal just because Simmons won't shoot, we want to get someone that will, and Beal is that guy? You know, there's a ton of question marks.
would
At
something
face
have to
value, it looks
change
like an
though?
easy trade. Yeah, exactly.
Would something have to like? Do you think Simmons and Embiid? What is this? Their third year together or fourth year?
For
Fourth year. So do you think that after 4 years, something would have to change? They're not in the. They haven't made the. And I guess Eastern Conference Finals is a stepping stone. But does something have to change? They're kind of just here stagnant. They're not really moving anywhere. Would something have to change? Is this year, especially since Embiid's been playing this well and Simmons really hasn't been? This would be the time, right? Embiid's in his prime. We know his prime isn't going to last that long. Mm.
Yeah, exactly. We lost to the eventual champions. Like, what? Crazy. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. Exactly. I mean, it's like you say, we can't really say at this point. It is situational, of course. But I think dude, it's been a while. Like it's been a while with these two, man. It's been 4 years. We've given them so many chances. We've given Ben so many chances. And Embiid's playing well. And Embiid's doing his job. Ben isn't really doing his. Are we really gonna say one more year? It's just it's getting kind of funny at this point, dude. Like
Yeah.
honestly, I'm a Sixers fan, but I look at other Sixers fans. They're like, oh, just a little bit longer, a little bit longer. It's kind of funny, dude.
That's
Are
the
we
thing,
really
though.
gonna do that again? I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. And I love Ben Simmons. He was my favorite player before this year because I thought he was gonna have a phenomenal season. And I know I probably said that every single year. But breakout
That's
year, breakout year, breakout year. But it just never happened, man. Is next year the year? I don't know if I could say it is.
that's the thing, though. We say, there it has been 4 years, but if you look at it, like we mentioned earlier, the Kawhi buzzer beater. Simmons didn't play in the playoffs last year. They got swept by the Celtics. I mean, they haven't. And then Embiid was injured and sick in that Raptor series as well. And obviously, you could blame them both for not being healthy, I guess, if you really want to go down that road. But also, I mean, you could look at it at the fact that both of them haven't been healthy together for 2 out of 4 years of the playoffs. So you could really make the case that yes, it's been 4 years. That's very true. But I just feel like, and we've seen it this season. I know it's been a small sample size, but when those two are together and healthy, they win. They win, and winning
Yeah.
is the most important thing. Yeah, that's what a coach can do, not Brett Brown.
Mm,
Mhm.
yep.
Yeah, right. That's the
No, I
issue.
wasn't saying it then, dude.
No,
I'm
not
saying
even. Yeah,
this year, dude. This year, I might be at my breaking point. I'll be honest with you. I might be at my breaking point.
that's what somebody said earlier about. So I forget which one of you guys said it about the Sixers fans being impatient or whatever. But and I'm not even talking about either of you guys. But most Sixers fans are just so impatient. You know, they want this team to win every single game. They want them to win all the time. They want them to win everything. That's not that's not how the game works. That's not how basketball works. If you're gonna be a fan of the team, just be patient, man. Like we have these players and they're finally starting to show something. Obviously, I mean maybe not Simmons like we're talking about, but people are just so quick. As soon as something negative happens, blow the team up. Let's trade everybody. It's even now, you know, you'd think people would ease up now that we actually have a competent roster around our players and coach and GM and all that stuff. No, it's the opposite. It's gotten worse, and it's crazy. That's the only word I can. It's crazy. Yeah. When one minor inconvenience happens, it's just trade everybody.
Yep.
Trade the player who played the worst. He sucks. Even though it's been like one bad game. Like Tobias Harris, for example, this season. He's probably had
Yeah.
3 or 4 bad games. And when those bad games for some reason outshine his really good and great game. And when he has a bad game, oh trade him. He sucks. Yeah. Yeah. Even though again, like I said, he's probably had maybe 5 bad games this entire season. Yeah.
50, 40, 89 this year for Harris, averaging almost 20. 50, 40, 89 splits,
Yeah. That's elite.
averaging almost 20. I mean, that's
Yeah.
mhm. Just gotta keep it up in the playoffs. That's all. Playoffs are a different game, man. For both him and Embiid. Embiid's even going to be a test. I think Embiid will be fine this year, but you know, it is going to be interesting to see how he is different this year. Is this really a new Embiid monster? Because the playoffs is a different beast, but
There's only so much Embiid can do, man.
everybody was injured last year.
Dude, he literally put up 30-point double doubles the entire series.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't even count last year, honestly, dude. Like last year was just such a fluke. Last year was like we knew that series was over before it even started.
Yeah. Yeah, people don't look at context at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could have won at least 2 of those games.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it had to happen, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too.
Where is he now? Is he just chilling? Okay. In the national team. Yeah. I wanted him to go to the Thunder. before they hired who'd they hire? Atkinson? No, they didn't hire Atkinson, did they? What I'm saying. That's exactly what I mean. I mean, was he good with Ben Simmons or was he bad with Ben Simmons?
I think he was bad. Yeah. He didn't really push Simmons at all.
Oh, right. Yeah. He's just such a frustrating guy, dude.
Yeah. He's like one of the most he's probably the most frustrating player in the NBA, honestly. I love Ben Simmons, but he's so frustrating. Yeah, for sure. That's true.
I just think I honestly don't think he knows that he is like frustrating people. I think he's got such a big ego
I
that
don't even
he's
think
like
he cares. He knows how good he can be. He like Mike said, we've seen it. He's done it. We know what this kid can do. He knows it. He 100% knows how good he can be. I don't know why he doesn't take advantage of that and do it all the time.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
He said one
so
thing.
he's
He was
averaging
like,
the least amount of points in his career, least amount of assists in his career, least amount of rebounds in his career. Now that doesn't matter too much. It's not exactly what we care about. Yeah,
right.
you're 100% right there. But like, dude, when you come into a season, you want this guy to be like your star player. 15 points. Dude, I get he's elite defensively, best in the league, no bias. Dude, I mean, he has been disappointing on the offensive side of the ball. I
Yes.
mean, there's just no denying that, right? Mm,
Yeah.
right.
Right. I feel like
Yep.
even if that is a valid reason as to why he was struggling, I don't know. I just feel like could it really have been on his mind that much that he, like you said, was shooting
Yeah.
horribly? Right. Yeah.
He's been dealing with some injuries, but like, man, I don't know, dude. It's just been very stagnant. Like, it's just been just the same thing every single year. Better defensively, I know, but do you think he wins Defensive Player of the Year? I think he will. Not.
I don't
I
think
think
he
he
will, but
should.
I think he should.
I think I agree
I
with
think
that.
Gobert will get it, but I think Simmons deserves it, in my opinion.
Mm.
I hope so.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't believe Gobert is making that much money. Can't believe I got that contract. Yep. Anyway, though.
Facts. Hmm. Dude, he just reviews, man. Views for views.
I
He's the
saw
king. He's a
something where it was
hypocrite.
like I saw something where it was like Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry last year had better stats than CP3 did this year, and their record was better, and they were on a better seed. So, and I get CP3. The Suns were not a, a way worse team last year as compared to this year. So the addition of CP3 definitely made a big difference. But I get that whole idea because he has definitely added value to the Suns. But as far as most valuable player, I don't know. They were like 58 and something like that. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Do you think CP3 is better than Lowry defensively?
Yes.
I think it's pretty close, but I would say yes.
Chris Paul?
Really, does he? Wow.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Simmons has to break that record. Okay. I couldn't tell you to be honest with you. Yeah. I do remember him saying that. I do remember that. I used to be not a big CP3 guy, but I've really come to like him recently.
He seems kind of, as a person, I don't know. He seems kind of like, I can't really find a word to pinpoint it because, like you said, you're not really a fan of him as a person. But there's like he yeah, he gives off a little bit of an ego vibe, which, I mean, I guess, you're a Hall of Famer, you make millions of dollars, I guess you can do that, but right, right.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing. You can't do anything.
He's just such a tank, man. He's just so good this year. It's crazy to me that difference between last year and this year. It's unbelievable what he's doing this year. I agree.
Honestly,
Might be biased,
yeah,
but I agree.
yeah.
Not anymore. He's averaging 29, 10.7 rebounds, almost 3
He's
assists.
shooting very well from all three levels too.
At 51 from the field. He
Yeah,
was better before the injury. Now he's down to 37.7 from 3, and then 87 from the line. Right. Yeah. Well, the past 2 games though, he's been like what, 3 of 3 or something, 4 of 4. It was 1 of 1 last night, I know, and the night before he's yeah. Oh, against the Pelicans, he was 3 of 4. I remember he hit a couple in the 4th quarter, like late to win in that game. Actually, agreed. I think
honestly,
Tyrese Maxey. I think he's so entertaining, dude. Like the rookies, but like I really like Tyrese Maxey. I mean, maybe Ben Simmons when he's hot, but I haven't seen that in a while. I'll be honest with
true.
you.
Honestly, man, I know he doesn't have the most exciting play style, but I'm gonna go Tobias Harris. I like his game a lot, and especially when he's on fire from a jump shooting perspective, he's really good. He's really good.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Just a bucket getter, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like a bucket getter. Like a Jimmy Butler type, just scoring all 3 levels, crafty at the rim. Mm.
Oh my God, he'd be Ben Simmons would be that much better of a player if he had that.
Even if he was that crafty at the rim. Mm.
Yeah.
Did Ben Simmons pass up the offer? Now that I'm thinking about it, did Ben Simmons pass up an offer to learn like shooting from Kobe? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
I don't know. I don't know if that was Simmons. Yeah.
I didn't think
Hmm.
Ben Simmons wanted to. I feel like I do. I swear to God, man. Kobe. Let's see. But I mean, if Ben Simmons passed down that offer, I'm sure he's regretting that now. Yeah, I didn't even think about that to be honest with you until now. But yeah, man. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, Tyrese Maxey is super entertaining, man. And I think can you think he can be like a real bench piece, like as a ceiling, like or at the very minimum a bench piece? Like, do you think he can play 30 minutes and more consistently or no? spark plug. Microwave. Yeah, well, that's what I was just about to say, and just a spark plug. Mhm. And his pro comp coming in, I remember at the draft was, Lou Williams. That's exactly what you said, good 6
Yeah,
man.
I saw that. I remember that.
So, mm, and it's like, dude, I mean, I mean, his confidence is just so good, especially for a rookie. Like, I feel like sometimes everybody in the Sixers, like, doesn't wanna shoot. Everybody's passing, then that just leads to a bad shot, but Maxey is not afraid to make a
He's like,
move, take a
"Okay, I'll shoot
shot,
it."
drive in. Even if he misses, it's like head's always up, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember last year, I think he led the league in, assists to three-pointers. I don't know where he stands this year. He hasn't played all the games, obviously, so okay.
Yeah, I think Doc said it. I think Doc said that he leads the league in assists at three-pointers. Again, I don't know if he actually does currently, if he did, or if he is about to. Yeah, but he's at the top for sure. I honestly think
I
he could get traded before that.
I agree. I agree with that. I'd be very sad too, but I mean, it would remember because I remember yeah. I mean, the thing I remember with Maxey with Harden trade, he was in, like, the rumors. I'm like, "No, no, no," because that was, like, right after he dropped, I think, 39 in that one game, and he had, like, a good stretch right there, and I'm like, "No, no, no." And then I remember he had, like, a bad stretch where he just wasn't even playing, and I'm like, "Damn, I wish we put him in that Harden trade." And it's like, now he's having a good stretch, and it's like, man. But, yeah, I mean, he's definitely an interesting player with some upside, but
Same.
mm, it's crazy that we did that. What do you think about it? I just don't know where, like, Maxey is just kind of a weird fit on the team. Like, if we have Maxey, Shake, and then a veteran point guard, can you trust a Maxey in the playoffs right now? Probably
No.
not. So you need that veteran point guard. That's George Hill. Is Maxey gonna play in the playoffs? I don't know. Yeah, I mean Maxey is a little bit different. So Danny Green is more of a wing. Maxey's a guard. Maxey, I think Danny Green is replaceable. I think he's obviously expiring. I think he's going to get a decent contract, and I'm not willing to pay him more than like a minimum, to be honest with you. A little bit more. Oh, facts. But George Hill, I think his contract is like non-guaranteed next year, so I think he's done too. We maybe did like a move for a Lowry. That would probably include like Maxey and Hill, and we'll see. I don't think so either. But it would depend on the both his extension that he wants and then the price that we'd have to trade for him. Depend on a lot of different things. Would make things really interesting. Not that I can think of.
Yeah, I think we pretty much got to a lot of stuff, even outside the Sixers, which was nice. Obviously,
Mm.
I love the Sixers, but I like the NBA too. So it's nice to talk about the NBA whenever I can. So that was good.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sweet.
Yes, sir.